It's murder time, fun time with Professor Genki and his awesome show, Professor Genki's Super Ethical Reality Climax. Well, as you can see in the first starting of the video, we're going to color our little Professor Genki, our little crazy cat. Now I'm going to make a circle for the feet, as you can see, and then I'm going to make the little claws on the paws as well. And guys, if this is not in-depth, then I'm going to have another in-depth video, which is of course going to be the practice sheet. So stay tuned for that as well. As you can see, I'm doing the feet, and then I'm going over to the pants legs. Now remember, this little guy is actually wearing a lab coat. And if you don't know Professor Genki is a character in Saints Row the Third. He hosts a Japanese game show, which is kind of like similar to a lot of Japanese game shows where you actually die, which is really funny. It's really fun. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do, like kill mascots, kill brutes, you know, and just get a lot of good prizes. And I love this game, Saints Row 3, and it's just a blast to play with, people. It really is. And you can also buy the DLC right now for Saints Row 3, which is the Genki Bowl, and it's basically a lot of events sponsored by other characters within the Genki universe, like Sad Panda, Sexy Kitten, and of course Angry Tiger. But you know what? Enough talking about that. Let's continue on with the drawing. I'm making the buttons, and I already just made the belt. Pretty simple stuff right there. Now there's a lot more detail in the actual coat, the lab coat itself, and also the pants. But that's when our colored pencils will come in. You saw them previewed in the beginning of the video. And we're going to do some really awesome stuff with these simple Crayola colored pencils, guys. Yes, Crayola. These are kid coloring pencils, so they are really, really good. Yes, they're not professional art utensils, but does it mean that they're horrible? Heck no! They're still good for coloring, you know? And don't worry, guys, if you have trouble coloring this drawing, you know, you don't have to color. You can make it black and white, but this will actually really stand out because Genki has a bright pink, a green, and just a lot of different colors to his character. Now I'm going on to the hands. You want to make the fingers sharp, you know, and pointed. And if you need to pause the videos, look at the details. Now in this little pocket, there's a test tube and a longer tube. Looks like a pin. And yeah, I'm going this by simply by source material. I got this image from Google Images. This is one of the most seen images of Genki. I love this guy. He's just a crazy little, I don't know, Chinese murdering machine inside a nice, fluffy, pink cat mascot costume, and it's just really funny. I love his character. I love his personality, even though his personality is just murdering people like a crazy freaking maniac. I mean, this guy is awesome. Now I'm making the tail. Note that the stripes on the tail are thin and big. Alright, so you want to make thick and thin lines, stripes on the tail itself. Now you can see that his arms are actually a little bit folded upwards, and of course these sharp pointing little hands. I will send out a practice sheet that will explain this more clearly for you guys. So this is like a preview / explanation, and then stay tuned for the video that will be coming out shortly after this video has been published on YouTube on my channel, Artchicken101, baby. And then I'm making the tie, of course. The tie is pretty simple. This is actually like kind of like a cartoon character. So don't worry, guys. If you have trouble with this, he's actually really easy to do. You just need he's like a cartoon character, you know. You have basic shapes like circles and arms, you know, just basic circles and triangles, just basic shapes in general, honestly. Now, as you see, I just made the head, and now I'm making the actual mouth. Now, the mouth actually has a very creepy smile with big, big teeth. So remember, big teeth, because this guy, like I said, is a maniac, and he has little cute glasses with tape in the middle, you know, having them keeping them together. It's really nice. And then you have his little green eyes, his little green cat eyes. Well, I wouldn't say little, I would say really freaking big, like big booties. Except they're eyes and not booties. And I just made a nose, simple nose, just an upside down little triangle right there. And then the eyes are actually really simple as well. All you have to do is just make a little curve right there, and both ends, and you'd have sharp points on them. Alright, so remember that. And then I'm making the ends of the glasses, and then I'm making the whiskers. The whiskers are actually pretty easy as well. So yeah guys, I hope this is helpful to you. I think this drawing actually came out really good. I hope you think the same too, and guess what, it's going to even look better if you take the time and have enough patience to actually color this bad boy, because it's going to look awesome. And as you can see, I'm making the ears. The ears are actually a little bit, kind of, realistic. Not really realistic, but they're kind of much more, realistic to, I don't know, maybe a Tom and Jerry cartoon. I hope I'm explaining this enough to you guys. So, they're not, like, perfect cat ears, you know, so try to make them a little bit folded, you know, add some detail in there. And, like I said, there's tape in the middle of the glasses keeping them together, and then make, like, little diagonal stripes on the tape to add more detail to the actual drawing. So speaking of coloring this bad boy, we are actually going to color this again with Crayola pencils, and these are actually very good pencils to shade and color with and add detail. I had no problem with this, and also, always, when I do drawing videos, this was my first time making Professor Genki. So, this is really awesome. I mean, for first try, I think I did amazing. I don't want to gloat, of course, you know. But hey, hopefully you did awesome as well on your drawing. Give me some feedback. Did I do awesome on this video or drawing? I would like to hear your compliments and also your comments. You know, comment on my video. If I didn't really do that good, I would like to hear what you have to say. You know, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and I have no problem with anybody bashing my videos. I mean, you know, friendly and helpful criticism can be advised in my videos if I really mess up a lot, but you know, you don't have to use any vulgar language like that, alright? Vulgar language is very unnecessary when coming to my videos. So guys, I know I've not really have been explaining this too well, but again, practice sheet, so don't worry, alright? And then there's little lines within his actual earlobes. And now I just started, I outlined the glasses with the black Crayola colored pencil. And see, it's making really good detail right there. And then I'm going coloring and shading the belt right there. And I'm going to go over the teeth. I erased the teeth right there. I actually had to improve right there. And also, these, again, like I said, these are really good for shading as well. And you can, after a while, you can see that when I make this, when I color this with the Crayola pencils, it actually makes the lab coat more realistic, you know? It makes it more detailed and realistic. That's what I want to achieve in actual drawings. But, you know, in cartoons, they don't have to be realistic because they're animated. But this guy is kind of like the passageway between reality and also cartoonish. It's kind of like a realistic cartoon, in other words. So I'm taking my gray colored pencil right there, and I'm going over, adding some shading on the arms, and also Genki's big head will actually overshadow his shoulders, so make sure you put a good bit of shading with your gray colored pencil right there. Now guys, keep in mind that Genki, his main body color is, of course, pink, you know, and then his tie is blue, his little buttons on his lab coat is orange, or pink, you know. It's really hard to decipher which color the buttons are. And the glasses are green. They actually have a green, dark green bubble, and the outside is a light green, like a lime green almost. And of course, his pants. His pants are going to be the same color green as his actual eyes. But for the shading, you might want to swap that light colored for light color green for a much more darker green, for much more shading, because when you use the same color to actually shade, let's say it's a really light color, you know, you go over a section and then you try to go over a specific section, add some shading detail in it, but you have to push down really hard. That pencil might not be used to that kind of pressure, so it might have to make a sharp indent in the paper, and it might not look that good. So that's what you want to do. You want it to actually, as you can see, I'm doing it right now. I'm going over the pantyhose, not the pantyhose, the pants, the lab pants, and then I'm going to go ahead and swap for another darker green, as you can see, for the shading in his cat crotch right there. So yeah, guys, and then I'm making the actual folds in the pants itself, of course, with the actual green pencil. So yeah, guys, keep that in mind as well. So when you're first making this little guy, make sure to leave the details out. I mean, unless you want this black and white drawing and not like a colorful drawing, I would recommend colorful because it will really stand out on your sketchbook as a nice, fine piece of art, believe me. But if you're one of those guys who just like black and white drawings, or you feel lazy and just don't want to do colorful drawings, that's perfectly fine, that's your thing. And then, you know, go ahead, put the detail in the first run, and then, you know, just leave it like that. Now, as you can see, I'm starting on the actual body color of Genki, which is pink. And then you don't really have to swap the pink out for a darker shade. You can actually put pressure on your pencil and it'll make a darker shade. It looks really nice. And then I'm coloring the actual tail. So guys, you're probably wondering, you know what? I know how to color this crap. You don't have to explain this. Well, you know what? People like explanations, even when simple areas like this, like coloring, you know? Now you can see right there, and in my practice sheet video I will give a more in-depth look if you so wish. Actually, I'm gonna go do it anyways. And then the tie is blue as well. Don't forget, guys, the shoulders need to be shaded because the head is overshadowing the actual shoulders. Again, adds more detail, adds more realistic possibilities to the actual drawing itself. And then I'm coloring the actual head of the Genki. Now, you guys, if you can't see, I think, looking from this looks really badass. The lab coat actually looks realistic from what I'm seeing right here. It looks really nice and detailed, you know. I wouldn't say photo realistic, but it's actually really cool. And it's kind of a surreal drawing to me, the lab coat section at least. That's what you do. You can achieve the awesome detail right here in this drawing if you be patient and use the techniques that I'm using right here. And also, shading is actually depending on what your light is focusing on, alright? And then focus on the actual shadows that are behind that object. So guys, of course, always like, favorite, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome videos like this. And also remember, I am in HD quality, and also new videos will come out with practice templates, or sheets if you will, that will explain more in depth of drawings if you have a hard time following those previous videos. So guys, I hope you have an awesome time out there, you know, and always have a fun anti-reality climax shizbiz. I'm sorry, that was a horrible outro, but you know what, guys? That's good. And then I made the shading right there. Yep. Well, that's it, and I'll see you guys later.